Hi, my name is Lucy Mills, founder of Your Ideal Fit, a service providing premium in-home and online Pilates-based fitness training. I'm about to take you through an upper body workout. I'm going to be using 1 kilo Pilates toning balls for this workout. If you know that you don't do a lot of upper body work and your upper body is particularly weak, I would definitely recommend using 1/2 kilo weights here. If you don't have dumbbells or toning balls, don't worry at all. You can use a small bottle of water, you can use a tin or a can, or even just do this without weights. The arms will definitely feel it. We're going to cover shoulders, biceps, triceps, chest, upper back. We're going to also work a little bit of shoulder stabilization and a little bit of side bending, lateral rotation, and some articulation of the spine. I hope you enjoy. Okay, let's start with a gentle spinal warm-up before we add in those weights. Let's start with our standing breaststroke. So shoot those arms up toward the ceiling as you exhale. Inhale, pull them down to the side of the legs, lifting the chest, lifting the eyeline, almost like you're pulling yourself up to the surface of a swimming pool. And then we repeat. Exhale, shoot those arms up, return the spine to neutral. Inhale, pull the arms down, extend the upper mid-back. Make sure you're not cranking into the back of the neck. And let's go for about 4 or 5 of these. I'm just going to go from the side to show you the lower half of the spine, the pelvis. We're not letting that tip forward. So you almost want to feel a slight tuck of the tail as you extend that upper mid-back. We're just thinking about bra strap up or base of the shoulders up. Final one here. Nice way to open up through the chest. And let's just have a little side bend series. So reach one arm up, lengthen, almost like you're tracing a pencil line on the ceiling to that side bend. Shoot the bottom arm up, feel those obliques kick in. Both arms and body restack. Let's go to the other side. Lengthen, lift up and over. Bottom arm reaches up. Shoulders down away from the ears. One more each side. Lengthen up and over into that side bend. Waking up through that spine. Up and over, final time. Doesn't matter how many you do, just make sure it's even so it's balanced. Reaching those arms down, a little protraction, retraction. Let me just turn around so you can see the exact area of those shoulders that we're thinking about. Narrowing the space between the shoulder blades, widening the space. Then set them in the middle. Let's just go for a little rotation. Open one arm, rotate, exhale, inhale. Just one more each side. And then let's have a couple of roll downs. So nodding the chin to the chest, articulate through the spine. Bending the knees gently at the bottom. And then restack up. Tail draws between the legs, 1 vertebrae at a time, rolling up. Let's do 2 more. Exhale, roll it down. Heavy arms, heavy head, bend the knees at the bottom so you feel the release through the lower back, not so much of a hamstring stretch at this point. Exhale on the way down, pause for a second. And on this one, I'm just going to grab those toning balls because we're going to come into our exercises with the weights. Gently restack. Okay, let's start with some bicep curls. So my feet are set hip distance apart. Just lift up the toes, spread them out. Feel a nice 4-point even base under each foot. Slight bend in the knees just so you feel grounded to the floor. And we're going to exhale, bicep curl. Inhale, release. Exhale, inhale. And from the side, we're thinking about sticking and gluing that upper arm against the side of the body. We're going to aim for about 8 or 10 of these. And then we're just going to work the top half of the range. So we're going to go up halfway down, up halfway down. We can go a little bit quicker now because we're only doing half range. 4 more. Now we're going to think about doing the lower half. So we stretch, half curl, stretch, half curl. So now we're getting a little tricep as well. We're working into the back of the arm. 4 more, and 3, and 2, and 1. Now working into the deltoid, the front section of the shoulder, we're going to lift the arms and lower the arms. And you'll notice I'm adding little pronation, supination. So palms face up as the arms lift, and palms face down as the arms lower. Let's go 4. Exhale, inhale, collarbone, shoulders staying wide. Last 2. Okay, you're going to keep the arms up for me, almost like your elbow is resting on a shelf, and we're going to go back to those bicep curls. Now you'll notice that I've set my arms slightly wider and slightly lower than my shoulders. That's simply to maintain the width across the collarbone so we don't feel a little compressed and hunched. Let's have 4 more, 8 to 10 of these. 3, Last two. We're going to keep working those shoulders because the arms are lifted in the air, but we're going to go into the upper back and the chest a little by opening and closing the arms. Now we're going to hit the side position about an inch or two in front of the body. They want to be in your peripheral vision. If they go behind, we've let that rib cage pop, we've lost the core control and the core support, and the arms come to shoulder width, no narrower, otherwise we end up punching the shoulders. Let's have two more. All right, let's hold them to the side. Let's do some bicep curls here. Exhale, inhale. Again, like those elbows are on a shelf. We come in and out. The whole arm should be in your peripheral vision still. Four more. And three. Last two. We're going back to that lift and lower of the arm. But this time we're going to reverse it. So palms down as you lower the arms, palms up as you lift. Inhale, exhale. We're working into that pronation, supination again, rotating through that shoulder. For four, you should start to feel those shoulders by now. Three, if you need to lower the weights, that's okay. Last two. And last one. Okay, from here, we're gonna add a little bicep curl once more. The biceps are quite a strong muscle, so we can work those a little bit more than the other areas of the arm. Let's go for four. And three. And two, we're going to hold the next one in a 90-degree angle. We send the elbows shoulder width and open. And you'll notice now as my arms open, I'm flipping the palms to face the front as opposed to my ears. Once more, shoulder width, side. No narrower, no wider. Two more. Okay, hold it to the side. Overhead press, single arm. Punch up, pull down, punch up. Pull down. So we're working the shoulder in the overhead press, but we're also working the lat to pull down. You almost want to feel like you're pulling a big elastic band out of the ceiling. Create your own resistance here. Last one, let's try two arms at the same time. Breathe out, breathe in. So my arms are ever so slightly in front of me. They're not going directly up, otherwise it might cause me to lose balance, tip back a little bit. Let's have four more, shoulders down. Three more. Last two, keep breathing. Okay, we're gonna hold them up. We're gonna touch the weights together and we're gonna slightly hinge the body forward to shave down the back of the head to work into the tricep. So you'll notice my upper arm is slightly set in front of me so I can see my elbows, and then it's not gonna move from there. Four more. Four. And three. And two. And last one, opening them to shoulder width. One arm is going to swing down, back and up, and we're going to switch and transition. Top arm by the ear, bottom arm slightly back above the body. And we breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. Let's have four more. Three more. Long neutral spine. So from the side, you can see I'm in a long straight line from head to tail. Okay, let's keep the back arm where it is and join it with the other arm. Now you can see my arms are slightly lifted above my body, and I'm just going to take a gentle pulse. So I'm working into the shoulder here, the back of the shoulder, the deltoid. Collarbone is wide, shoulders are wide. Let's have four more. Okay, let's come back into that tricep work. We bend, we extend. Now you'll notice my upper arm isn't moving. It's almost like I've got a broomstick set across my back, and I'm just hooking those elbows up in place. Four more. Three more. Two more. And let's go a little bit faster. Bend, stretch, collarbone wide, back of the neck long. Keep breathing. Long neutral spine. For four. And two, and one. Low row, reach, row it up. So working into the back of the shoulders. Keep that body, pelvis, spine in neutral for four, and three, and two. Keep breathing. Last one. Let's combine low row and tricep extension. Low row, tricep extension. Keep breathing. Last four coming up for four. And three, hug that corset. Last two. All right, we're gonna finish with a back fly. So consistently working just that upper back area. Open those arms and close. Curving those arms so we don't lock into the elbow. My pelvis and spine are still in neutral. Let's have four 3, last 2, and last 1. Big breath in. Take those arms around in a big circular shape, open them up and lower them down. And that's us done with our weights. Let's come down to the mat to do some press-ups and some tricep dips. Okay, we're going to start with our press-ups, but I want to show you a preparation exercise using the weights first. If you do struggle with press-ups, which lots of people do, you find that you don't have the strength in the chest to perform a press-up, even a lady's version of the press-up. So this modified version, preparation exercise, using the weights, you're going to lie down on the back, the knees are bent, the feet are set, hip distance apart, and you're just going to reach the arms in a curved shape over the chest. Make sure it's not over the face, and you're just going to open your arms and exhale, return them to your start position. Inhale to open, exhale to return. Now, if you feel by taking your arms all the way to the floor that the rib cage starts to lift and flare, just stop those arms before you feel that core support just disappear. So my arms don't quite go all the way down if I'm aiming and focusing to contain that rib cage. So that's your preparation exercise. You can also do it a little bit more angular, a little punch up to the ceiling and a pull down of the elbows. Just a nice way to build up some strength in the chest if you struggle with press-ups. But if you'd like to come for the full press-up exercise, let's come onto the hands and the knees. Onto the hands and the knees. So we're just going to set the hands under the shoulders, knees back of the hips. Now the setup position of this is really important. You can see that my knees are on the floor, they're behind my hips, but my body is drawing forward, specifically at the pelvis area, almost like a mini plank. So I'm aiming for a straight line from my head to my knees. And from that point, you go down and up into the press up. We're aiming for the elbows to go back at 45 degrees. Not too narrow, not too wide. Inhale on the way down, exhale on the way up. And you're going to perform 5 to 10 of these, whatever you feel your body is able to cope with for now. Focus on the technique, focus on the placement. Let's go for another 3. Breathing out. 2. Last 1. And sit the bottom back into a shell stretch. Slowly rolling up. Let's come into our tricep dips. Swinging those legs around. So modified version first. Feet flat, legs hip distance, hands behind you, a little bit wider than the hips, more shoulder width apart. Seat staying down, inhale, bend the arms, exhale, press the floor away. This is our modified version, keeping the seat down, but if you'd like to add a challenge, bring those hands a little bit closer in. Draw the pelvis up off the floor, eye line still forward. Inhale, bend, exhale, press. Inhale, bend, exhale, press. Now, of course, the seat is getting closer to the floor, but it is because we are bending and stretching those elbows, not because we're just dropping and lifting the pelvis. Let's have 4. And 3. And 2. Last 1. And just swing the seat through, lengthen those legs. It's always nice to just come into a little hamstring stretch here. And slowly roll it up. Let's finish with a little shoulder stabilization. So we're gonna come into a forearm plank. So set the forearms down on the floor. Elbows underneath the shoulders, my knees are down, my toes are tucking under. Now, if this is enough for you, you're just going to stay here. We're working the shoulder stabilizers. So I want you to think about width through the front and the back of the shoulders. If this is enough, you stay here. If you can, you stretch the legs. If you can, placing the knees down to adjust and transition, you place the hands down and stretch. We are simply going to hold that perfect plank. Press into the little finger more than any other finger. Feel like you're squashing a grape at the back of the armpit. Wide shoulders. Feel like your ears are being pulled forward. Feel like your heels are reaching in the opposite direction. Squeeze those glutes. Squeeze the legs together. Feel the kneecaps lifting up through the thighs. Engage those glutes. Knees down, shell stretch. Okay, let's stretch through that upper body. You're going to take one arm all the way across, hook under at the wrist, lengthen that arm, draw the shoulder down, and just take a look over that shoulder as you draw the arm closer in. Make sure you're not lifting the shoulder to the chin. Big breath in, open the arms, extend the upper mid-back without cranking into the back of the neck, and let's take it to the other side. Big deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, little tricep stretch. Take that arm behind the back of the head, hold the elbow. Now I want you to feel like the chin is pressing to the back of the head, so the body is open and flat. Slight bend of the knees, draw that elbow up and over into a side bend. Restack, switch sides, pressing the chin to the back of the head. Restack, and I'm just going to interlink my fingers now just to open up through the front of the chest, stretch through the front of the shoulder, slight tuck of the tail so we're not letting the whole spine arch and overextend. Now you may find this more of a stretch for the chest. If you really want to get into the front of the deltoids, just place the hands at the back of the pelvis, join the feet together, slightly bend the knees, tuck the tail, and feel the elbows draw closer together. Again, no cranking into the back of the neck. Final breath, and return to neutral. That completes our upper body workout. You should definitely feel those arms are worked by now. Don't worry if you weren't able to use weights throughout this workout, and don't worry if you had to stop at intervals throughout. The more consistently you do this style of exercise series, you will start to notice the strength build in the upper body. Like and subscribe below to get access to my other Pilates-based workouts. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you again soon.